Anin bonjour gakina mayaik. Bonjour gakina Anishinaabe duk. Gakina ni Janishinaabe Nindinoy maganug. Gakina awi everybody. Relatives, friends. Niwiji ayawaganuk. I wonder if we can say Niwiji ayawagani duk. Good one. Anyway, welcome to uh Ojibwe language table with me, Wes Jourdain, lesson number 139. Pretending, part two, in the first person form, using the word ikazo, the final ending on words using ikazo. All right, so we added a little bit to this, but what stayed the same is that we have our self introduction still. Bonjour, Gakina Awia, West Jordan Indigenicas, Gidagabanesi Indigu, Magizi Indu Dame, Misquaga Mewizaga Iganing Nindu Jiba, Ka asanitsakag ninda. All right, so those are our self-introduction words that we practice each and every time we come on to Ojibwe language table with me. And we're still going. So on the top it says Ikazo part two. This should say first person, my bad. I am pretending to do what? And I can't just leave you guys hanging and just say, I'm pretending to do this. Well, we need some context to that, and we're going to add a question. So now maybe you're in front of your class, or you're in front of your family, or you're in front of a big crowd, and you're trying to get participation to get people to say what you're doing. All right. So if we take a look at this question on top, we have anin. Anin means how or what. Alrighty. Can also mean hello in a sense. So however your community says the meaning of anin is, then that's what you do as your community. Now, we have the word ijichige. Ijichige is inside of this. All right. Ijichige means he does something a certain way. And because we're asking who, what, where, when, why, how question, we're gonna put it in conjunct form. All right. Conjunct form means we're gonna change the first vowel and I's change to E. All right. Don't get too caught up with this, but it's good to know for intermediate, when you get more into intermediate advanced Ojibwe language, when we go into conjunct form, we change the first vowel, and then we had our what do you call that? Personal. We add who we're talking to on the back. I'm having a brain booget right now, but anyway, now our word changes to Asia Chigayan, and yan in conjunct form is talking about I, first person. All right. And we put these both two words together. We have Anineja Chigayan. What am I doing? So you can ask your crowd this, what am I doing? And then you pretend. We're on the lesson of pretending. You pretend to do this. And your response to your crowd, if they can't get it, is going to be these words right here. Now notice we put nin, ni, nind, or nim on the front of our words. If our word begins with a vowel, we're going to put nind. All right. And when you do that, when you put a personal note on the front of your word, the short I or the short O falls off the back. And so those are just some rules that the more you practice saying these words, the easier they get to remember these little rules in Anishinaabe. So first one we have Nindanoki Kaz. Nindanoki Kaz. I am pretending to work. So if you're looking at your crowd and you're sitting there and you're You act things out for them. Ani neji chigeyan. They don't know. You say ninda no kikas. I am pretending to work. All right. And depending on your crowd, um, and in lesson number 140, we're gonna get into talking about you are doing this. So your crowd will be able to respond to what I am doing. So Ojibwe language is cool like that. We're talking about what is she doing? Oh, she's pretending. I should have put the question in the first uh lesson 138. I should have said Ani Neji Chigade. Ani Neji Chigade. What is she or he doing? And then I had the list. I should have did that. But if you go back to 138, add that question there. Ani Neji Chigade. What is she or he doing? And then she or he is doing this, doing this, doing this, doing this. All right. I forgot. And now I'm adding it to 139, so it's here. And Ani Neji Chige Yan. Now, a buddy of mine says, when I talk about myself, people tend to yawn. So when I'm talking about myself, people tend to yawn. So that reminds me, oh, if I'm going to talk about myself, people yawn. So I'm going to use the word yawn. Okay, that's cool. The way he thinks about that. It makes me think too. It helps me out to remember that. So, Ani Neji Chige Yan. What am I doing? Ninda kozi kaz. Ninda kozi kaz. I am pretending to be sick. Ninda noki ka ninda ninda kozi kaz. Man, those two words together get me mixed up. That's why I put them together so I can decipher them different. Remember, anoki means to work. Akozi means to be sick. Right? Ninda kozi kaz. I am pretending to be sick. You look at your crowd and you say, Ani Neji Chigean. What am I doing? Ani Neji Chigean. Now, we talked about this word in Bakade. Bakade. She or he is hungry, or she or he is skinny. And depending on your community, you can use either or for either one. We're going to say, I'm pretending to be hungry. Nimbakade cause. Nimbakade cause. I am pretending to be hungry. I don't know how to pretend to be hungry. I just do it. I don't know how to pretend to be it. It's just natural. Or if I'm gonna say I'm pretending to be skinny, maybe you're standing up and you're facing side to side to somebody, and you're trying to suck in your gut. Then bucket day cause. I am trying to be. I'm pretending to be skinny. All right. Maybe that's a way you can use that. You're showing your crowd different ways to do different things, pretend to do things. So moving on. Nimawi cause. Nimawi. Oh, I forgot to ask the question. Ani Nijichigayan. Nimawi cause. I'm pretending to cry. Nimawi cause. Right? However you pretend to cry. Cover your eyes. Wipe your tears. Whatever. All right. Gotta ask the question. Ani Nijichigayan. What am I doing? Oh, this one I don't know. If you're gonna pretend to be an old lady, Nimindemoye cause. Nimindemoye cause. I am pretending to be an old lady. I don't know how to pretend to be an old lady. I don't even want to try to pretend to be an old lady because if there's an old lady out there and she takes offense to it, chances are I am going to get in trouble. I'm going to get some sort of repercussion from the old lady on here. So I don't want to pretend to be an old lady or an old man either. But that's how we would say it, honey. And you acted out how to be an old lady. Cause I am pretending. That should say pretending to be an old lady. Next one, of course, the old lady. We couldn't have an old lady without an old man. All right. You're walking around. Maybe you're holding your back. I don't know. I don't know how to be an old man. Not there yet. But I can surely, or anybody can surely pretend to be. But you act out being an old man. Ninda kiwenzi cause. Ninda kiwenzi cause. I am pretending to be an old man. Ninda kiwenzi cause. All right. Next one. Ani neshi chigeyan. Ninebe cause. Ninebe cause. I'm pretending to sleep. Ninebe cause, or however you pretend to sleep. Throw the covers over your head and pretend to sleep. And knock at the door. Hey, it's time for bed. Pretend to sleep. All right. Ani neshi chigeyan. What am I doing? I am pretending to be the boss. Act it out somehow. How do bosses act? I don't know. I suppose I do know, but however you act out, I always ask the question, Ani neji chigeyan. You can say Nindugimakas. Nindugimakas. I am pretending to be the boss. I am pretending to be the leader. I'm pretending to be the chief. Here's the word right here. Ogima. Ogima. And when we have a word that starts with O, we're going to double that O, but we're going to add nindo to the front. And now that double O turns into a oo. Nindugimakas. And remember your double vowels. If you need to practice your vowels when saying a word, look at the bottom word here as I try to put my arrow on it. E, u, e, a, a. E, u, e, a. Nindugimakas. All right. A lot of language teachers or language teachers tend to work the word from the back. To learn the parts from the back. I've found it as a teacher to my kiddos and to you guys and whoever's watching in the audience that if you practice the vowels then in the order that it's supposed to go, it makes that word much easier. I don't know who does that. I don't know if anybody language teachers out there do that, but I do that. Okay, that's just one of my ways of teaching is to recognize the vowels first because that's going to determine how you say a word. E, u, e, a. E, u, e, a. Get your crowd, get your class, the people listening to go over those with you. And then you just plug in the consonants that go with it. E, u, e, a. Nin, du, ge, ma, kas. Right? If that helps, use it. I didn't invent it. So use it if it helps. Our last one says, Ani neji chigeyan. Nin. Ani neji chigeyan. You can throw nin in there. What am I doing? Because, well, I is already built in with yan. Right? Ani neji chigeyan. What am I doing? Maybe this last one, I don't know. Could you be pretending to read something? You're pretending to be smart. I don't know how you pretend to be smart. But this could also mean, remember mikawa dizi means to could also mean he is beautiful. Could also mean she or he is handsome. However you want to use that. She is beautiful. He is handsome. I don't know. Are girls handsome? Are men beautiful? I don't know. However you want to use that. It can mean beautiful. It can mean handsome. It could mean act smart. Okay. So maybe you're dolling up and you're doing your grab your phone and you're taking a selfie. And you're doing the duck lips and you're trying to like get the perfect angle. You're trying to be beautiful. Nimikawa dizikaz. Nimikawa dizikaz. I am pretending to be beautiful. I am pretending to be handsome. Or I'm pretending to act smart. So however you want to act those out to your audience, it's your prerogative. It's up to you. Bushke again. And remember to always ask the question on top. Ani nesha chige yan. Yawn. I talk about myself. I yawn. People tend to yawn. Ani nesha chige yan. What am I doing? And then you can use these in first person form. Don't mind the second person. It's supposed to say first. First person. And if you look in the Ojibwe People's Dictionary, you're going to see one S, which means first person singular. And that's just a little tip. But here we go. There's our 10 words, 10 examples. Hope you practice them with yourself, and then practice them using them on the audience. Use this question and then ask these or let them know these questions. So with that, miigwech bizindawiyeg minawa miigwechki kanawa bandamig. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Gigawabamin and minawa. I will see you again. Aham ayang wamasiyok mi sa you.